Alright guys, so this is a recipe that I've been doing a lot of research on the last couple months. However, I just have not had the time to put it together. So in this video, I'm going to do a smoked candied salmon recipe, and we're going to smoke it on a Traeger grill. Now as you can see here, I've already went out and bought my nice chunk of salmon fillet. The recipe calls for 3 pounds. This ends 2.80, so close enough. Now this particular fillet of salmon here has the skin on, so the first thing I want to do is I'm actually going to remove the skin. So I'm going to get it over here on my fillet board, and let's go ahead and do that first. Alright, see if we can salvage this. Alright, so I butchered that fillet a little bit, but what I want to do right now is I want to remove some of this brown meat on the back. That'll get rid of that really deep fishy flavor. And just kind of trim it up just a little bit. This is just a personal preference of mine. It's nothing that I think you have to do, but I just think that this dark brown meat on the fillets kind of tastes a little too fishy for me, so do the best I can here. Alright, that's good enough. So now we want to cut this fillet in nice little, let's do about 1-inch strips. Next thing we're going to do is make what they call the cure. Now I have some of my ingredients already measured out and ready to go. However, I'm going to talk about the gin and the 100% maple syrup, because I'm going to change that up a little bit on this recipe after reading some of the reviews. So here's the first step: is we got 1 cup of dark brown sugar. We got a half a cup of kosher salt, and then a teaspoon of pepper. Now the recipe calls for actually 2 cups of gin. However, after reading the reviews, a lot of people say the gin is overpowering and it's making the fish taste more like gin than actual fish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down to 1 cup of gin. And the recipe calls for 1 cup of pure maple syrup, and I think I'm going to do, to kind of make up for the liquid, I'm going to do a 1.5 cups of the maple syrup. Let's do another 1/2 cup. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it turns out. Let's get this all mixed up and let's get it on our fish. We got our fish in our cure. What we're going to do is we're going to cover this up, and we're going to put it in the fridge for overnight. Now throughout the evening I will probably flip these a couple times to make sure that the cure is evenly distributed through the salmon fillets. Good morning guys. Now I went ahead and removed the salmon from the fridge, and as you can see, it's looking really good after soaking in this cure all night long. Now the next step is I want to rinse the salmon off in cold water, and then I'm going to put them on a wire rack, and we're going to let them air dry, and this should take at least a couple hours. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so our salmon has dried out. I let it sit in the refrigerator for about 2.5 hours, and it's ready for the smoker. So let's go ahead and get the Traeger fired up. So we're going to set the temperature at 180. We're going to close the lid and let it warm up for approximately 15 minutes. Alright guys, well, our Traeger's warmed up, and but this particular recipe, it called for a oiled piece of tinfoil, and supposed to put your fillets right on the tin foil. So we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, now for the final step. I'm going to sprinkle just a little more brown sugar on top of each one of these fillets. Right, let's see what they're looking like. Oh yeah. This candy salmon looks amazing. I know some of these smaller pieces probably cooked over 145, however they'll probably be more like jerky, which is okay with me. So the moment of truth, let's try it and see how it turned out. Alright guys, moment of truth. Let's see how it turned out. I'm going to try one of these thinner pieces first. Got a nice little chunk right here. Alright, now you can definitely taste that gin. So I'm glad I actually cut it down to a cup. Now let's try a thicker piece. Let's see if there's a difference. Nice little piece right here. The thicker piece is actually a lot better. It obviously didn't soak up that gin as much as the thinner pieces, but you know, it's got an awesome flavor, nice sweet taste, and I'm happy. It turned out awesome. Well, my friends, I guess that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, thank you so much for your ongoing support, and I'll see you on the next outdoor activity. Bye-bye.